Hello, it's Amy with Paper Moon Journals, and I have this really cool bee journal that I wanted to share with you. The cover and the kit that really inspired this project was a kit by Miles Beyond the Moon called Queen Bee. They had two different kits, the Queen Bee journal kit and then the fussy cut kit that was separate, which I love. There was so many fussy cuts in that kit. It was really fun to use. I used a little bit of graphic 45 paper from their Let It Be collection. There's also a really cool Lapbook folio thingy in here made by Citrus Journal Studio. I got. It was a really fun little project that I got from their Etsy shop. They were a new seller to me, and I'll admit I didn't follow the instructions, although she did have a two-part video instructions that were really great on how to do it. There was no talking, just music as she demonstrated how to assemble it. So it was, multilingual, or I don't know. I thought she did a really great job on that, and the fact that she didn't need to explain anything. But I didn't watch the video or until after I made it, and so I obviously didn't follow any of the instructions. I just kind of followed my intuition to think how it might go together, and then watch the video to see, what she had done. And that was pretty fun. It just shows how versatile this little kit is, that you can reassemble it in different ways than maybe the creator had intended or illustrated in their video. But I'm going through showing you each one of the many different pockets that have different flaps and things over them. It was really fun to make. This flip up has two tiny little pockets with small ephemera in it. I actually made another one and again didn't follow the instructions. I liked how this one came out so well. I thought I would just try the same thing, just winging it and see what I came up with. This one was, I think, I liked the end result of this idea better than when I took all the same pieces and just reassembled them in a different way. I don't think it was quite as successful, although it's also interesting. You be the judge. If you follow me on social media, you can see that. But behind that file folder pocket that flaps out, there's another pocket hiding behind there. And then inside this envelope piece, there's ephemera in there. Almost all of this, or I think all or nearly all of it, came with the digital kit. I did have some stuff from the bee journal that I was making out on my desk, so I know there's a pretty good chance that I did, just grab something else from nearby and stick it in here. But the more I'm looking, the more I'm pretty confident that this one at least stayed with just the ephemera that was supposed to go in here. I'll point something out if I see that it didn't come in the kit, but it came with various sizes of ephemera, and you could put different things in these pockets. I know the second time, when I made it the second time, I just put different things in the same pockets. The thing I liked the best about how this one came out was where I chose to put the pockets and the flaps, really. That the other one that I made was a little more clumsy, with as far as it's a little bit confusing to figure out how to open it. I didn't like how tight that was into the pocket, so I thought I would just trim off the sides to make it look even, and then make that go in there a lot easier. Now it's not so tight. Yeah. So far, again, still all kit ephemera here. And once it's all folded up, I had a piece that ended up on the back cover and with some things there. And yep, that's it. So this is just comes with it. I was thinking maybe I should Velcro it inside the cover the way I do like mini journals or things like that. Case in point, there is a mini journal inside this one. I really like the cover image on here. And I also added metal protective corners, which I think gives a really nice look. This time I just framed the cover in with the black crocheted lace and then layered up the image on chipboard. That's the graphic 45 papers that I have layered up on the back or on the spine. And then here on the back cover was the other half of that image from the front. And so here we are inside the front cover. I don't know if I said it's a 9x6 with a 3-inch spine. It has 104 pages, 2 signatures. The page on the left is from the Miles Beyond the Moon kit, and then on the right I have a fussy cut from that kit sitting on top of an Angela Kerr kit. I realize now I forgot to make note of which kit that was, so I'll put that in the description box. And I've already gathered up links to the other things that I'm certain that I used in here. I know I also used a kit called Vintage Honeybees by Irresistible Prints, and that's where a lot of the ephemera, that envelope, came from. I had a bunch of bee and sunflower ephemera left over from my last project in a pouch that I grabbed and used. So if there's some piece in here of ephemera that really sparks joy in you, and you want to use it in your project, let me know. I love that little enameled bee charm. It's jewelry grade. It has little rhinestones on it. That one piece there, Queen Bee Enterprises, that was a piece of kit ephemera. The other stuff was just things I had. Here, this page right here is that Vintage Honeybees by Irresistible Prints that I mentioned. I used a few pages of that to help fatten out and get to that 104 page count. On this page here, we have a piece of ephemera from the Miles Beyond the Moon kit, and I layered it up with some black rickrack on the bottom, and it's on top of another kit page. That blue page is a kit page. These are tags that I made using graphic 45 paper, that Let It Be paper. I layered it up, and on one of them I used a fussy cut image, and the other one I left blank. I thought it looked nice. I think this page here, that blue page with the sunflower, is from Crow and Company. I do recall going through Crow and Company and finding some pages to pick out and add to here because I remembered it had sunflowers in it too. Let's see, that rubber stamp is from Graphic 45. I can't remember which one of their little stamp sets that they have that matches their paper collections, but one of them had a little ladybug on it. I was hoping for a bee, but I thought the ladybug was cute, so I stamped that on there. And yet more bee ephemera. Like I said, I printed out and made way too much already, and then discovered the pouch of stuff that was printed out. And so, yeah, there's quite a bit in here. Let's see, that page on the left came with the kit, and the fussy cut is top of a page from my sheet music collection. It's a digital sheet music collection in my Etsy shop. I really like that digital music collection because it has a nice variety of sheet music covers and things like that. The page on the right is another Miles Beyond the Moon kit page, and here's the second of our 7 charms. I believe there's 7 charms. I think there's 6 on the 6 tabs. There's one each on the 6 tabs. And then there's one charm that's added to one of the tags in one of the pockets, has a charm dangling off of it. So this postcard piece of ephemera, I know that was like a 4 to a page piece. And I made that into a pocket here. I like adding the ribbon to some of the ephemera in the pockets. I think it looks really nice layered up in there. I think it's pretty and kind of girly. I like it. Here's some Angela Kerr that I had just glued together, and so it's kind of stiff. There was a scrap I rounded the corners on, thought it looked nice, stuck it in the pocket, and a collage tag. I liked when I did it before having the collage tags with a different color topper on it. So all of the collage tags were made with black lace toppers, and then the cream lace ones or just other ephemera that's in there. It doesn't mean it's not special or nice ephemera. It just, I liked it when I go through to take photos or doing these videos to be able to pinpoint exactly where the handmade ephemera is going to be. So, going to be punny. So here's the center of the first signature. Instead of tying it in a bow, I put little circle punches on the dangles, and I added a fussy cut and another rubber stamp from that Graphic 45 little rubber stamp sheet. That's another one of the Vintage Honeybee page on the left, and then the Miles Beyond the Moon Queen Bee on the right. I really like when they do that paint sample page that they seem to do it in all of their collections or most of their collections. This is the other side of that sheet music paper for mine. Then another kit. This is one I'd like to make a cover for. I was really tempted to make the cover here, raise up the bees separately. I like those old timey beehives. Those are pretty neat. So here's another fussy cut. As always, I used my favorite pixie dust file. What is it? Blank and lined pages. So in these tiny little envelopes, I put tiny little ephemera. This envelope I didn't glue shut, and you can write on the inside that way, so it's usable. And then this other one I did glue shut to hold all of the stuff in there. You can decide which way you like better. I like it both ways, and so you get it both ways here. This tiny little ephemera is really cute. I think it's fun. And I enjoy printing it all out, cutting it out, collecting it. A lot of ephemera that goes in the pockets, I don't usually ink up. But yeah, going through, inking up the ephemera, I'm going to ink up. Here's another paint sample. I think that's from Crow and Company journal. That was the terms of use that printed out and then got printed onto that vintage honeybees digital papers. And I thought it was interesting. I don't think a lot of people probably realize how strict those terms of use are on the digitals. So I left it there for interest's sake. That's another Miles Beyond the Moon page on the left, and then this envelope that flips out was from a giant set of ephemera. I'm still pretty sure it's that vintage honeybees. I'm also confident that I got lots of ephemera from, it's called Make and Create now, but it used to be called Digital Collage Club. I know there's some Digital Collage Club in there. I love that sunflower kit by Angela Kerr too. I think that really balances out nicely having the 3 different digital kits. We finished the first signature and we are into the second signature. It has more fussy cuts and more of the different journal pages. Here's another one of our charms, this time a silver charm that has a faceted gem inside that's really sparkly, or faux gem, you know, it's just cut glass or something, I'm sure. And then that was another Miles kit page here now on our left with the green on the back. And then somebody commented on one of my videos that they liked the little pockets. And thank you so much for that. I really appreciate each and every comment. And it has influenced the way I make my journals, you know, that they said that they really liked that, made me conscious of doing that and trying to make sure that there's smaller pockets in different places on my journal projects. When I'm making them, I'll remember that comment and then, you know, then act on it when I'm making it. So that's really nice. Here you can see I took a vintage document, printed it on card, and then just cut it. Sometimes I punch it out with my tag top punch. And other times I leave it just like that. You could angle cut it if you wanted. You could create another pocket with it and then take some of the excess ephemera in other pockets and add it to the new pocket you created. I'm continuing to flip through the journal here though. Yes, I'm confident that was from Crow and Company here. That's blue on one side and the sunflowers on the other. I really liked that paper from that collection, which is probably why I remembered it. And then I added that cool fussy cut bee to the pixie dust files. And I wanted to point out that all of these line pages were just one of the line pages. I backed a bunch of documents that I had printed out, vintage documents, sheet music, things like that. And I just printed all like 6 or 7 pages backed with that lined paper. I know when I journal, I really like to have lots of lined pages to help me. If I was going to fill in a complete page with writing, I would definitely want some lines there. I was showing you a layered tag. This is the one that has the charm added, making it 7 charms. And there was a gold crown charm on the left there. Here's our tiny pockets that I was talking about earlier that I really appreciated somebody, you know, that had commented about the tiny pockets. So, you know, thank you again. Here are the tiny pockets. And they're so easy to make. You just take some small piece of ephemera that you have, glue it in a U shape, and then fill it with even smaller ephemera. And this was another Miles Beyond the Moon piece of ephemera that I glued in a U shape to make it into a pocket and put this layered tag up that I made using that printed vintage document on card, layered up with some sheet music and fussy cuts, which is my favorite style of tags to make, especially when I need them to fit into pockets. These little bee fussy cut images that they have are so sweet. I don't know who the artist was that illustrated those, but I just adore them. They're just so cute. I think most of the ephemera in this pocket, the smaller stuff, this first little stack here looks like it was all kit ephemera. That piece there, postcard, I was pretty sure was Angela Kerr. And then that fold out piece, I think, was from a make and create kit. I researched my purchase history for different bee kits, so anything that doesn't come up on my purchase history has to be make and create, pretty much. There was another vintage document, and that time I just used the tag top punch and then tied some lace into the top of it. I thought that looked pretty nice. This is a fun piece of ephemera. I actually made a mistake on this one, but, you know, or went off plan, not necessarily a mistake, but it has the little waterfall element and it's made out of double-sided scrapbooking paper. What I'd like to do is, yeah, do a tutorial for this, maybe do it for like a Merry Monday project in collaboration with Twisted Paper Studio. I'm their TikTok, what is it, team member for design team member for them on TikTok, which is fun. I also share on Instagram and other platforms, but TikTok is where I have the most followers. So I think that's why I was chosen as one of the TikTok representatives for her. She has really cool digital kits, and I was really excited that she invited me to do that collaboration. It keeps me coming up with fun ideas. So yeah, this is the little journal piece that I wanted to show how to make. So it's glued down in a pocket on the side, but I'll pick very specific ephemera and make something that you can copy along and make with me. That's a graphic 45 tag, and I like the way her face shows up in the window there. And then where I have the black, oh, I bumped the tripod, sorry about that. Where I had the little black paper on the waterfall pieces is where you could put photos if you wanted. And that stripy paper is the Grungy Paper Kit by Pixie Dust Files. And then that page on the right with the honeycomb was the Miles Beyond the Moon kit. And then I've added that fussy cut to one of the lined pages. And then that's the other side of that Crow and Company page that I took the sunflowers from. And then use that honeybee jar ephemera. Here's another one with the tag top punch and the just cut it into a 2.5-inch strip and punched it in there. It looks really nice. It's surprising how easy some of these pieces of ephemera look that are so nice. Some of these interesting elements. So in this pocket, instead of putting envelopes inside the pockets, they're similar to the pockets in the first signature, is I just added some different ephemera that I thought looked cute in there. Some of it's kit ephemera, some of it's again from that Make and Create. I think I got quite a bit from there. I haven't noticed any from the Vintage Honeybees quite yet, but that kit comes with a lot of ephemera too. It's a really big kit. That page on the right is from the Vintage Honeybees kit by Irresistible Prints that I had mentioned. It seems to feature pretty prominently in here, but I really like all the honey, the honeycomb, the real honey bee of it all. And the daisies also look pretty sweet in there. And there's some more of that sheet music from my digital sheet music kit. This page on the right is from the Miles Beyond the Moon kit. And then I backed that with some crocheted lace. You might recognize that image on the left from the cover. And then over on the right is the Vintage Honeybee kit again. We are getting near to the end of this second signature. We have that on that Angela Kerr paper. I had some stuff tucked into that envelope that I made into a flip up just by leaving the side open as a flap. Then I made that a flip up envelope. That came with the Miles Beyond the Moon kit. There's another charm there, this time a cute little enameled kitty cat. What that has to do with bees, I don't know, but I thought it was really cute and hoped somebody else would too. So this is the inside of the back cover, and I used 3 dots of Velcro with the clear side on the yellow and then the fuzzy side on the mini journal. And so this mini journal is the way the element, yeah, so you'll get all 3 things when you buy the journal, the folio and the journal, the big journal, and then the mini journal. Again, maybe I should have Velcroed the folio inside the cover, but I didn't. So here's that element. This time I used that same element that I wanted to show you how to make. This is how I wanted to make it. Instead of using it inside the journal as an element, making all the pockets, you can use it as a mini journal cover. So that's what I've done here. And that same Angela Kerr kit that you probably recognize with, with all the sunflowers, she included a mini version inside that kit with everything reduced size. And then she always includes in her kit the background pattern pages, which I really appreciate. So I used those to back the mini pages with to make this little mini journal. It's all sunflowers, and then the bee I've added is ephemera. The ephemera I've added is bee ephemera. And then, that gives it the bee. It's really, what did I call my other journal? Sunflower Wishes and Honey Bee Kisses. I thought that was really cute, but I've already used that name. But here again, I've added the sunflowers and the honeybees. They do go great together, and it's such a nice summery theme or a nice spring to summer theme. The bees are buzzing and everything's coming to life now that spring has sprung, at least in the area of the world where I live. I live in Northern California, in the just on the verge of the foothills, the ankles, no, of the mountain range here. But yeah, I put a little pocket on the back, added some ephemera to that, and then used this lace to make a tie closure for it. And I just match up my fingers with the Velcro on the back so that I can line it up with the Velcro in the book. I was showing how, if you wanted, you could Velcro it inside the cover, or I certainly could if you asked, if that's how you wanted it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this inspiring or entertaining. As always, I have some close-up photos at the end, so if you want to see all the details, stay till the end and watch the close-up photos. But thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, and share with anybody you think might enjoy the content. Thanks again.